Show me your calendar, I'll tell you where you're going to be. Show me your activities. That, like I say, that is the number one indicator of how successful you're going to be. Where do you spend in your time? Where do you put in your energies? And if you're putting it into proactive, positive things that are the highest and best use of your time. So it's a great little phrase. And those of you who are not maybe in the real estate business, when an appraiser comes to look at a piece of real estate, the first question the appraiser has to ask is, what's the highest and best use of this property? Now, if you live in your home and you live in a residential neighborhood, that's the highest and best use of that. It's pretty obvious. But sometimes there might be a corner lot and it's a gas station and the person wants to sell it. Well, the appraiser comes along, what's the highest and best use this time? Well, you know what? This place would do better if it was a fast food joint or a Chick-fil-A or something like that. And so what's the highest and best use of the land is the appraisal of its value. What's the highest and best use of your time? Which means, what are the activities that you do that produce the greatest rate of return? I know people who have goals to make $200 an hour, but they typically fill up their schedule with $20 an hour work. Well, you just cannot make $200 an hour doing $20 an hour work. It just cannot be done. It has never been done and will never be done. And by the way, the busy work, that's the easy stuff to default to. When you're kind of checked out, when you're burnt out, or when you're not focused on a set of goals, it's easy to do the organizational, clean the desk, sort through the computer, do that type of stuff. That's not what makes the bell ring, boys and girls, especially when you're an entrepreneur. Author Minion McLaughlin says, every day of our lives, we're on the verge of making those slight changes that would make all the difference. James Clear, who wrote that fabulous book, Atomic Habits, says, if you have good habits, time becomes your ally. All you need is patience. And then Jocko Willink, Navy SEAL, leader, had him on our podcast, lives right here in San Diego. We have a lot of friends in common. Says one of the best mental disciplines for people to implement is simply putting together a schedule or a task list and actually executing it. Write the list or the schedule the night before and then do what you said you would do. Life becomes much better when you do that. Now, that sounds so simple, it's ridiculous. But you know what? He wouldn't be saying it if a lot of people weren't doing it. So we have to have the goals. We want to prioritize our calendar. And then the list of daily activities. One day at a time. One day at a time. Dr. Bob and the great AA meeting helps people get over addictions one day at a time. Well, the way you get over and really get into success is one day at a time. All your problems don't go away one day at a time. All of your financial challenges don't change. Recessions don't change. Money supply doesn't change. But one day at a time. And you know what? Jesus said it really well. Focus on today. Tomorrow has enough troubles of its own. And so, so many people are struggling with anxiety and anxiety for the future and anxiety for their business. Focus on today. So set your goals, prioritize your calendar, focus on the day. And another way to help you focus on the power of your activities, your goals, and your day is to track. So make tracking your friend. And it sounds boring and sounds technological. It sounds like an accountant is giving you a programming update. But this is the magic. Thanks for watching. If you want more tips on how to think, feel, and do better, check out these videos too. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave us a like if you enjoyed the content.